So what's in the box? This is the box as it was delivered to me, and let's open it up and see what's in there. So first of all, you can see there's lots of lovely things, including some clay. And I'm going to go through all these things one by one. So first of all, this is PMC3, so precious metal clay. It's 5 grams worth, so you could probably do 2 small pendants or 3 or 4 charms using this clay. A little bit goes a long way. And then we've got this bag of goodies. Julie's very sensibly to save a little bit of space, put things inside the roller. So this is a rolling pin. It's made with acrylic so that you don't get the clay inside the acrylic. Sometimes if you were using something wooden, it would go inside the wood, and so you'd be wasting some clay. So you can keep these quite nice and clean. So that's a rolling pin to roll out with. This is a paintbrush. It's quite a small fine nib, and it's used for tidying up edges and also for if you're joining pieces together. It's got a little plastic cover for the nib, which is very useful for cutting holes in things. Plus we've got a straw here that will also cut holes. So there's a few options there. This is a burnisher, and it's made with agate. This is an agate, as in the gemstone agate, and that will help polish things up towards the end of the process. For our rolling, to get depth, we've got some blank playing cards here. There's 8 of these in the pack, so you can roll out to thicknesses of 4 on each side, or you could do 3 on each side and use these to roll out onto as well. So they're a really important part of the pack. Now, textures. Some people want to use professional textures. One of the most popular textures in my studio, particularly for beginners, is using textures that you can get from wallpapers. There's some amazing wallpapers out there now. So these are some that we've collected. This one I have used so many times. Can you see how sparkly it is? Now obviously you're not going to, you're only going to be using the texture of that, but when you burnish the end product, it's absolutely beautiful. This is a lovely one that I'm thinking of using for like craters, or even when I put it that way around, more of like a woodland feel to it. This just gives a really nice background to most things, so especially if you don't want to detract from what it is, the shape. I mean, look at that. This is sort of feels a bit like sandpaper without being rough. And sometimes if you use sandpaper onto the clay, little bits of the sandpaper come off into the clay and can damage it, whereas this won't. So there's 6 here. In your pack, you'd probably get between 4 and 6. But all absolutely lovely, really good starter. We have some sandpaper for polishing at the clay stage, and we have a brush. This is a brass brush, which is really good for polishing up your silver once it's been fired. And very importantly, we've got a set of round cutters. So these cutters you can do all sorts of lovely things with. You can maybe do some earrings that side or charms that size. You can use the cutters here, makes a really good pendant. It's a good size. You could do earrings, drop earrings with this size, you see. You can also use things to cut holes. So, whoops, sorry about that. So I might use that, I don't know if you can see that very well, there, like that. you could cut a hole in something and add a little feature within your pendant. So a really good basic set of cutters, and you'll find when we do examples a bit later on, you can create from these 4 cutters, you can create so many different examples of things. The final thing in terms of the tools, this is a bit of cork, and it's great for when you're polishing or rubbing. You've got some sandpaper and you can just pop it on there and buff things up. And to help you in the process, we've also got the PMC Precious Metal Clay Getting Started booklet. It's really useful. It's got some details on the different types of clay, and it's got different starter kits, and there's a project there that you could use as well. So you've got some additional instructions. So more information on the sort of tools that you could use. So within this kit, we've got lots of tools, we've got lots of lovely things, and it's only £29. We'll have with that some projects to show you, some videos on how to do things, and if you want to do some Christmas presents or give it as a Christmas gift, it's an ideal time to do that. So we'll send more information over the next few days, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.